Hey, we are two Star Wars nerds, and we're talking about the Clone Wars animated series. We're talking about the ORTO PLUTONIA arc in specific today.
Yes.
We're rewatching the Clone Wars in chronological order.
Chronological, the best way to do it.
Seriously. And we're covering all 44 arcs of the Clone Wars. And what we're doing is we're going to talk about the things we love in every arc, and then we're going to give a fair rating for whether this pass-fail, amazing, terrible for us. But we're just going to keep it positive when we talk about what we like.
Mm-hmm.
So, ORTO PLUTONIA covers episodes 115, Trespass, and later there is a follow-up episode in Season 3, 304, Sphere of Influence.
Mm-hmm.
Two very, very different episodes. So basically what happens is you go to Pantora, and there's a lot of politics that gets involved, but there's like dead clones, dead battle droids. You're like, what the heck's going on? There's this chairman who is war crazy, the chairman of Pantora.
I do not like him.
Basically, he's like a politician who wants to be a warlord and wants to be a general. And basically, you just find out this dude just wants war. Mm-hmm. He just wants power and control. And that's honestly Trespass.
Yep.
You know, there's not much else.
Yep.
Sphere of Influence, the follow-up episode, gets very, very, very political. Like, the whole episode is basically politics. Because you have Baron Papanoida, and you have he's basically the the successor to the previous chairman. Chairman Crazy. I don't remember what his name is. Baron Papanoida. And there is a Pantora Trade Federation blockade, and Dooku and the Separatists are involved. And
they love those blockades.
Yeah, and the Chu-Chi, who's in Trespass, she's a senator now, and you see her being bold before the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what happens is Baron Papanoida's daughters get kidnapped, and so they're trying to get them back. You find out the Trade Federation is behind it.
Of course.
Greedo shows up. Rada the Hutt shows up. If that's how you pronounce the name, Rada, whatever.
That was Ruka.
No, Rada.
Okay.
Or what was it? Like Smelly Muffin or Punky Muffin? Stinky and Punky Muffin.
I like Stinky.
Tatooine, the Mos Eisley Cantina, all the stuff comes back. But I think for how I just talked about it, I think my rating will surprise some people. But before we get into that, let's talk about what we loved in the ORTO PLUTONIA arc. So why don't you start us off? I have a few things I loved, one thing that confused me, but I want to hear from you.
I liked Chu-Chi. She reminded me of like someone who I think looks up to Padme, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah. I maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. That's just the vibe I got from her.
They don't explicitly say it, but yeah, they do kind of. Yeah, okay.
So that was kind of cool because I think Padme is a great person to look up to. So even within the show, seeing that. Those creatures in the Pantora in Trespass.
Yeah, on the moon.
They're pretty crazy. I mean, kind of cool looking. And I liked I liked the conflict there and even how it was resolved and how they wanted peace. But they'll kick your butt at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then in Sphere of Influence, I thought it was cool to see Greedo. It's just always cool to get those, those snippets from the OT. And obviously the show's about the prequels. So yeah, I like seeing Greedo. And like you said, there's not a lot to it, but it's not it's not terrible either. Like I did enjoy it. I would watch it again. I really liked the action scenes in it, actually, like just the fighting in Trespass.
Yeah, there's like specific. a whole snow fight. And,
it's pretty cool.
It's pretty interesting.
And then just even seeing Rex's personality too, about how Anakin told him to protect, not fight, and so he's trying to protect this guy who's egged on these crazy warriors. And just, seeing him trying to honor Anakin and also protect this guy when he doesn't really agree with what's going on. Just that tension.
Rex shines in Trespass.
Oh my goodness.
When he takes that chairman, when he's knocked out, and he throws him over like the front of his speeder.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, dang, dude.
Yes.
That's cool. So what would you rate this out of 10?
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Cool. And that for those of you watching, maybe new, maybe you don't know, that's like our pass mark. 6 out of 10 is a pass. Basically saying I would watch this again. I'm going to start with my rating. For me, this isn't a hard fail, but it is a 5 out of 10. Only because I found it slightly boring. It didn't add too much for me, but there are some things I love about this. And there's one thing that confuses me that I want to bring up. And I'm not negative about it. It was a little weird.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so what I liked, Rex in Trespass. Rex in Trespass. Seriously. He was so cool. His snow armor is amazing. Like, I don't know if this exists, but I want a figurine of Rex on Pantora. Or Pantora's moon, whatever that was. And in that snow armor, it looked so cool. It just reminded me of like what you see on Hoth and all that. It was awesome. That's pretty much all I liked from Trespass, honestly. It was a little hard for me to take notes. I felt like it was like going to be really exciting, but it just fell a little flat for me. It's not bad. It was okay. Sphere of Influence, I like the very political nature of it. And it was cool because it was like you got to see Tatooine and Mos Eisley, the Cantina, and you got to see like Coruscant and the Senate, and you got to see some stuff that it's like, okay, these are familiar places, but I'm seeing them from a different point of view. So that was cool.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to bring up is Greedo speaks basic.
He did.
In this. And correct me if I'm wrong, you, or in the chat, comments, rather, doesn't Greedo speak with like if he ever speaks basic, cause it's like with the translator box, like he doesn't speak basic in A New Hope.
No.
He speaks his native language.
Yeah, in A New Hope we have the subtitles.
So, anyway, that confused me. That did influence my decision a little bit because I was like, I don't feel like Greedo should speak basic. It was awesome to see him in action.
Maybe in A New Hope he got old and forgot.
Just forgot basic.
Because of his age.
I'm coming for you, Han. You made me forget basic. That'd be crazy.
The stress of bounty hunting or whatever.
That's nuts. But, if anybody has a legit answer for why he speaks basic in this arc, please let me know. I haven't dug deep into it. It just confused me a little bit. But anyway, for me, this is not a terrible arc by any means. There are parts I really, really like. I would rewatch it, but I might be on my phone while I rewatch it. That's just kind of how I feel. But I do like it. Yeah. So, overall, any final thoughts on this arc?
No, I covered I had my piece.
You had your piece.
Yeah.
I do like the really political episode, though.
Yes.
That was cool. The first one kind of pulled the arc down just a little bit for me. But nonetheless, it's still the Clone Wars. And the Clone Wars...
And Rex is awesome.
It's amazing. It really is. But hey, with that, if you remember this arc, let us know your thoughts about it below. And if you know about Greedo and Basic, please let me know. But with that, we are two Star Wars nerds, and may the Force be with you always.